Hello there and good morning to you. Paul Tranny here, going to dive into today's daily creative challenge. We're going to be making some fantasy animals or hybrid animals. So yes, as somebody said, they run on what, electricity and petroleum and gas. So anyways, should be fun. It's all about compositing, taking two photos, merging them together and selling it as being real. So I'm excited for this. And again, it's just our journey through Photoshop, as you can see right here. In fact, if I share my screen, we're going to be down in this area. These crazy hybrid animals going to be messing with lots of layers and stuff like that. So if you're elsewhere, by the way, I see you there, Wahid and Ambreen and Marcus and everyone. Good to see ya. Feel free to say hello. Chad, what's up? Jill? All right. Good. Glad you're having a good time. So yeah, this is our journey through Photoshop. Just go to, of course, behance.net/challenge. Go to the challenge tab, basically, and this is what we're working on right down here. Compositing techniques, right? Download that file. Boom. We're there. We're in Photoshop with our file. So let's get this party started. Feel free to say hello. Gotta make sure everything is good. Everything seems fantastic. And there are no issues. So always double checking things. All right. And after this, by the way, perfect. After this is a Photoshop Masterclass where we're going to extend what we've learned here in this daily creative challenge, just so you know. All right. That being said, here's your file, and your file actually has a number of images in here. I gave you lots of images to play with, right? So if you start back here, we do have this lovely background that we can work with. You're Enya, you're awesome. You are welcome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys. You know, I think this stuff is fun. And again, it's like, do what inspires you. We have this jackrabbit that we can use. We have a horse in here as well, right? A lion. And it's like, okay, which two animals should I combine? You know, this awesome eagle, actually from a couple different angles. So I could actually combine maybe an eagle with a jackrabbit. The easiest thing you can do, by the way, I love eagles too. Eagles are cool. Lions are cool, so you can't go wrong with those two. I think this jackrabbit just makes me nervous. Aren't rabbits they're just skittish. They're just like, they just make you nervous. This one really makes me nervous. I don't know about it. But select any layer that you want. And if you want to remove the background, go to the properties panel right over here. This is the magic remove background, right? Boom, just like that. We can remove the background. So I could do that actually with a couple of these. Maybe I want to remove the background for the horse. Bam, done. What about the lion? Bam, done. Eagle, remove background. I'm going to do a Command T and shrink this down because just to point out that when you remove background from the eagle, by the way, make sure you can see the whole image, right? So I had to scale that down a little bit and then do remove background. There it is. Okay, so feel free, try that out. I could try a couple of different graphics, just so you know, a couple different animals. I probably will go with the lion, but I can also easily combine, say the eagle wings with the jackrabbit as well, right? So it's yeah, so I could do that as well. By removing from here, right? There we go. There's our rabbit eagle, something like that. Again, that's just the beginning. That's something you can try, right? Yeah, the accuracy of removing the background is pretty amazing because did you notice that for some of these, like the backgrounds were kind of complex. Like even for this lion, it was kind of complex and it didn't do like a perfect job, right? Like right down here, we could see we have this issue. I don't know what's going on there. You could always right click on that layer and you can say disable layer mask because I just want to be able to see what that is. Oh, okay, so that's not even its leg. I thought that was part of its leg. So click on it, enable it. A lot of times when it comes to, you know, combining images, especially animals and people, we got to deal with hair, right? So that's when we want to go into select and mask. So with that, this layer mask selected, we'll go right up here. We'll go to select and mask. Okay. Check out more hybrids on Worth 1000. Oh, I bet you that's ridiculous. I don't think I've been there in years. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever been there. I guess maybe in passing. Okay, so we need to select the hair. We have a couple issues, especially with this mane. We'll go over here to our Refine Edge brush. And typically you want to start out by clicking outside and then kind of dragging in. So you're sampling, you're saying, hey, Photoshop, this is the background, boop, and then go ahead and remove the background from the edges is what I'm doing, right? So I'll just kind of quickly do that. You might get a little bit of a halo effect, by the way. You could easily also fix that. Let's go right down here really fast. Right, we could do that a number of ways. We could always switch to our brush, right, up here, and we can change the size and change the hardness as well. So we could hold down the Shift key and adjust the hardness, because I just want a soft brush, and I can make sure you hold down the Option key and then kind of remove from some areas if you want to. And lastly, right over here, Shift Edge. If you get a halo around the whole graphic, just go ahead and shift that edge in a little bit, right? Like so, okay? That's what I'm gonna do. That looks pretty good. Click OK, boom, there's our lion. Majestic, cool. Yes, and by the way, thank you everybody who's contributing to Discord or posting your work to Discord, because that's been really fun to see. And I apologize that I haven't been on Discord as much as I have been, but yeah, but just thank you so much for participating. I was checking them out earlier. I wish you could add inline comments. Darn it. So right in here, this is a case, another case where we have this blue, by the way. This is going to be a little bit more tricky, but again, dragging in with Refine Edge, boom, 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 like that. Trying to be accurate. We have a different issue with this one. Let me grab some of this blue. How's everybody's day going, huh? Are you having a good day? Sam, what's up? The rabbit looks like taxidermy gone wrong. The rabbit looks like he needs a meal, is what it looks like. And I feel for that jackrabbit. He's skittish. He just wants to find some food, you know? I get it. Okay, so we got a lot of this. This looks pretty good. We see this blue halo, so we could still Shift Edge in a little bit. But also right down here, since that background is blue, we want to decontaminate colors. So if you ever shot something on a green screen or just have a different color back there, click right there and it will decontaminate. You'll see it a little bit, but since we've already choked that edge, you don't see it as much. But decontaminate colors is what you're going to want to use. Click OK. There it is. Right, here's my eagle, like so. Cheers, everybody. Yoshi, you just making some coffee? I got some coffee here. I was extra fancy and I rode my bike up to the local place and got a coffee. All right, so check this out. We have this blue still right over here. Can you see that? And I can even set a solid color in the background so you could really see what I'm talking about really fast. See that blue? We need to get rid of that blue. In order to get rid of that blue, we can jump in to right over here, the sponge tool, right? So we need to sort of do a local color correction by using the sponge tool. Going up to the top, we're going to make sure it's set to desaturate and turn off vibrance. If you notice that your sponge tool isn't really working very well, it's because vibrance might be turned on. So turn that off. I have the flow set to 100%. It's set to desaturate. Let's make this brush a little smaller, like that. Make sure we're on that layer, and then just paint to get rid of that blue. And it's just desaturating that blue, so it's going to be darker. I get it, it's destructive, but trust me, I'm not going to need that blue ever. So I'm not worried about doing destructive edits. I don't want to save things that I know I just won't want, you know? I'm not too worried about it. I hope that's okay. So that looks pretty good. We'll decontaminate these edges because we want to blend it with the background. In no other place in this in the background photo is there blue. So this is just not going to work, right? But this is going to make it look good. We get this edge again. That's going to be really, really distracting as well. Okay, you get the idea. Mainly it was that one wing on that side that was having an issue. All right. So Mel, hopefully you're enjoying the Smudge tool. Because I think the Smudge tool is pretty awesome. Okay, so here we go. We have the lion, and then we have the eagle. And guess what? I'm just going to put everything in a folder so it's out of the way. Just select multiple layers, Command G, boom. We can put them all away like so. Okay, I'm going to use this background. I have this lion, and now that I have them kind of cut out and all that fun stuff, I'm going to just go ahead and convert this to a smart object. Okay, I'm going to convert it to a smart object because I'm going to start playing with size. And anytime I'm messing with the size, I convert it to a smart object just to preserve the original pixels. Okay, so now they're converted to smart objects. Do I kind of have a mustache and beard? I think I just haven't shaved in a couple days. And it sometimes looks like I just have a mustache. I only grow facial hair here. I can never grow a beard. But it's all good. Okay, right in here we have the wings. Okay, I can extend them out. What I ultimately need to do here is I'm going to actually split up the wings, right? So that's actually what I want to do. So again, I can add a layer mask and start painting with black to get rid of just the center part of the wings, but I really want to control them independently. So that's why I'm going to have one wing on one layer. It's just going to give me more control, and another wing on another layer. So this is wing right, Command J, wing left. Let's just fill all of this with white again. And then for this wing left, we're going to paint with black. There we go. Let's get rid of that one. In fact, this one is going to be fine because for this left wing, it's just going to be underneath or behind the lion like that. That one's going to be pretty easy, right? Doing that like that, that actually looks pretty good. It's this wing right that I'm a little bit more concerned about, right? Because I want to make it look like it's actually coming out of the sides of the lion, right? Eyeball wings. Yep. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, everybody. Froja, good to see you. It looks like Chris has a very long question. I'm sorry I can't look at it right now. I'll get to it in a second. But now I can kind of control these independently. Let's do this really fast. There's lots of things that we need to worry about and take care of. Right over here, taking this wing, I could always go up to Edit, Transform, and go into Warp. And I can start to warp this a little bit. What just happened? Transform, Distort. Maybe I'll just distort this, because actually I need a more dramatic angle. And actually I need both of them to be a little larger. All right, to blend these two together, we know that just this simple brush isn't really going to do it. I need to really have a brush that simulates hair, right? To blend it in is actually what I would do. So going right up here, you might have access to a couple of these, but there's so many more brushes you can get. So right out here, get more brushes, boom. That'll take you out to Adobe's site. You'll see Kyle T. Webster out here, dry media, a number of brushes out here that you can go ahead and use. That might actually work for what you're working on. Also, I might remind you of Brush Easy. Brusheasy.com has a ton of free brushes as well. Quality may vary, but I actually found a fur brush out here somewhere. And I'm sorry, oh yeah, I think it's actually this one. Yeah, I just got this fur brush sampler, right? So just get a brush that works for you. Go to that layer, right in here, right down here at the bottom. I have this fur brush right here. selecting it just to give you an idea of what it looks like and to test it out. We'll just do that on a new layer. Here's my fur. And what's happening here is it's going to bounce between those two colors. The foreground and the background color is what it's doing. So the transparency will change. And by the way, I'm not using a Wacom or anything. I'm just using this fun little mouse, right? That's so I don't have fancy equipment in that respect, right? But this is cool about it because as I rotate it, or depending on the direction I drag, is the direction those hairs will go. So you can see I can just go ahead and get that simulation of that hair right in here. And that's all I really want to do, but I want to do that on this particular layer, right? That one. And again, we'll just do a little bit of blend. Oh, sorry, make sure you're there. We'll just do a little bit of blending like so. All right, we'll make this foreground color white. And now, actually black, sorry about that, black, and background black since it bounces between those two. And this will just make it 100% transparent. So that's all I'm working on, just so you know. Bring this back like so. There we go. Just trying to get this to look right, roughly. Cool. All right. Cool. We got it. We're learning brushes. We're having a good time. I only have about 5 minutes. Man, I got a little bit more. Need more like 10, so this is good because we need to get into color correction as well. And some other things that are going to sell this. Oops. What else is going to sell this? And I highly encourage you, if you're trying to make something look real, if you take more dramatic like backgrounds, I feel like it's easier. Like this background has tints to it. Oh, I'm so excited about this. And lights, and it has reflection right here, and that's what we want to do. We want to take this lovely lion, right? Still not crazy about this little weird part. What the heck, lion? Oh, is that from the eagle? We're going to check this out. That might be from the eagle, maybe. Oh, there we go. Bringing that like so. Good, good. Let's distort that a little bit. Boom. Guess what? I'm just going to rasterize this layer. And I'm going to go into Edit, Transform, warp this puppy. Let's warp it. We'll add a line right here. And we'll add another vertical line right here. Usually when I'm warping, I have a control line, which is this one. And then I have my adjustment line, right? Because I wanted this part to be a little bit bigger, like that. So that's what I'm going for. And again, I'm using warp. I was able to add those lines, connect it like so. That looks pretty good. Right, now we can move on. Okay, cool. You guys dig? You guys dig it? All right, so this looks pretty good. I'm going to do a Command J to jump all those layers. I'm actually going to convert them to this lion to a smart object. I'm going to take that lion, I'm going to flip it vertically, boom, like that, and bring him down here, like so. Because this lion, let me just do this. Boom, here's my lion, like so. And this one is going to be the reflection, like that. So now we have the lion, and we have the lion's reflection. Let's sell it. First off, this first lion, we'll bring him up here. And I put him in this folder because if I have him in a folder or a layer group, I can paint right there in black. So B for brush and shift key to make this hard line. And we'll just kind of like do something like this. Just kind of make, we're going to like hide this foot maybe. I don't know, I'm still working on it. Need it to, kind of needs to be behind that dirt a little bit. And by the way, I think we're going to make him a little smaller all in all. Unlock. Make him a touch smaller. I don't know. What do you think? Open to suggestions. Made him a touch smaller, like so. All right. For the reflection, we'll do the same thing. We'll go to that background layer. We will use the quick selection tool to quickly just select that water right there. Once I have that water selected, I'll go to that reflection of that lion and add that as a layer mask because we need to make sure we clip him right here. I hate my new zoom. Okay, there, we got it. All right, cool. Let's move on to lighting. Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate it. Let's move on to lighting, because that lighting largely is coming from behind. Kind of. Oh, there we go. Let's fix this. Right. So what I would do. You ready for this? I would add a curves layer. Adding curves, it's an adjustment layer. I'm going to put it on top of that lion folder or layer group, and I'm going to make it a clipping mask. So it's just going to be clipped and just affect the lion. So now I can go up here and I can make it all darker like so. Okay? So I'm doing it to the wings and everything, and that looks pretty good. Ooh, there's a talon on his knee. Thank you so much. Good catch. Good catch. Thank you for that. Ooh, yowza. All right, I got that squared away. This is my curves layer, just made him darker like so. What I can also do with that layer is I can hit, oh, I could do so many things. I could paint, if I wanted to have like a little bit of a highlight around his body, I could paint with black just to remove all this darkness, okay? That looks pretty good too. And actually, since I did that, what I also need to do is I actually need to affect the reflection version. So I'm going to take that reflection line and put him in the same folder, and you can see it made him darker there as well. Am I going too fast? I'll get into this. Luckily, I have another hour as we get into the masterclass of all this content, right? Right now, we're just selling this lion. I set you guys all up for success because you have photos that actually very much match like the surroundings and everything. Actually, one thing that's missing is the shadow. So I'm going to do the shadow real fast. Command J just to jump. Just to basically, I have this reflection version. He's now going to be the shadow version, right? I could fill it with black. Just give it a color overlay of black, but not pure black, because what we always want to do is we want to sample the black from the photo, because actually there's no pure black in here. So I want to select like this color. Oh, actually right down here, this is a darker color, but it's not pure black, and it will look wrong if you use pure black. Right, from there, that looks good. We could also blur it. Let's go into Gaussian blur, make it a little bit blurry. Why not? Let's warp this lovely lion. But before we warp it, Command T, hold down the Shift key, like that. All I really want is this shadow, by the way. So it's going to get pretty intense to get this matched up perfectly. That's why I'll typically jump into warp, split it up where I want to split it up, boom, boom, and then bring this content down and start manipulating it. That's all I'm doing, just playing with the shadow. We'll get it right here in a second. Right, it's just going to be on the land. And honestly, I'll probably spend way too much time on this and nobody's even going to notice, right? But there it is. I could play with different blend modes if I want to push it back. But ultimately, I want to put it in here. Right down. Actually, I'm going to keep it right there. Oh, I always run out of time. Paint right here. Adjust. Must get this shadow in here, right? Adjust the opacity, right? Getting rid of this area. You're not even going to notice it. The lion, even parts that you might want to paint, because he should be darker as he gets closer to the ground. Let's paint, you know, let's just paint with black. I know I told you not to, but I'm actually painting with a very dark gray. But here we go. We're just kind of hiding the feet there. Cool. I think that looks pretty good. With that being said, I'm going to export this as a JPEG to my desktop called Hybrid. Hopefully this file isn't too large. Oh, it's only 2000. We're perfect. From there, I'll go ahead and upload to Discord. Hybrid animals. Who's messing with me here? What are you doing? What are you doing, Prolet? That's ridiculous. Why you gotta pick on me like that? Hybrid animal, my new pet. There we go. Just uploading that version, and yeah. Oh, you're so nice, Cornell, by the way. Like, this stuff is so much fun, and I have you for a whole other hour if you guys stick around, because what I'm going to get into next is something like this, right? So really getting into, adding a lot of lighting and stuff like this. So this is part of the masterclass, which is coming up next. But I'm going to let you guys go right now. So this recording will be maintained for later viewing. So stay right here. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. We've got the schedule below. It's going to be myself. Jason is going to do audio, video. Everybody's going to be hanging out today. So thanks so much, everybody. I will be right back in a couple minutes. Thanks.